Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Datil Pepper Challenge. What is the Datil Pepper Challenge? I don't know, I'm kind of making it up as I go. But I have 20 datil peppers. And yeah, the goal is to eat as many as I can. So yeah, I'm kind of making up the rules as I go, but I figure give myself like 4 or 5 minutes in between datils. I'm gonna start doing one at a time. Once I get to like 3 or 4, if I'm still going, then I'll go 2 at a time for a couple rounds. And if I'm still going, then I'll go 3 at a time until I'm out of the datil peppers, which I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know how this is gonna work. This is gonna be. I've never eaten this many peppers before, even though they are small. That's an awful lot of peppers. In case you don't know, the datil pepper is native to St. Augustine, Florida. So I'm wearing my St. Augustine, Florida tank top, which you can't see. But yeah, I've never been, but I have a bunch of tank tops from Florida and South Carolina randomly because I don't know why, but people in Ohio like to vacation to those two spots a lot, and I thrift shop a lot. All my clothes are from thrift stores, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I think I have 5 Florida tank tops and like at least 10 South Carolina tank tops. Like it's strange, and I got them at different times too. It's not like the same person was donating different times, different places. But I hear it all the time here. People, I those two states I hear probably more than any other state name, other than Ohio, obviously, living here. I don't know why, but it's a weird thing I've noticed since I lived here. Anyway, random tangent. Doesn't matter. So I'm gonna start this in 40 seconds, so I have an even number. We're gonna shoot for 4 minutes in between. That's probably gonna be 5. I don't know. Datil peppers are good though. There should be a tasty challenge, but they're hot, so it should be a challenge. I have found that some are very mild, and some are pretty dang hot. Like they vary quite a bit. They say 1 to 300,000 Scoville rating. I think it varies more than that. I would say like 50 to like 400,000 maybe. But anyways, here we go. Datil number 1. This datil is definitely past its prime, as a lot of these are going to be. So I'm doing this challenge. Gotta eat them or freeze them. I'm going to freeze the rest I don't eat today. Okay. It sucks, but it's not really red. I mean, I don't know. The thing about datils, though, is they take a while. I find that they don't really start climbing until right now. Now the climb is starting. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, it's climbing. Anyways, this is the datil challenge, but I also wanted, since I have a bunch of time to kill, and it's been on my mind, I wanted to talk about my dad a little bit. It was his birthday yesterday. He died like 4 years ago, and eating peppers and spicy things is kind of, I feel like it's one thing I really missed out on bonding with him, because he was very much a chili head. Not to the extent that I am now, but he loved his spicy food, and I did not get the love for spice until a year and a half ago. So when I first discovered my love, I was like, oh, that's why he liked it. So a part of me kind of I don't know. I wish that I could have done stuff like this with him because while he was a chili head, he didn't eat like whole, like super hot pods like I do or anything. But I'm sure I could have pushed him to do it. And that chili, that lighting yourself on fire is definitely an experience best shared. And I know it's something we could have bonded over because now I love chilies, as you can tell. I'm gonna get the next dabble. 15 seconds. So I wanted to share a couple spice chili stories when I was from younger. Involved my dad. Just remembering him. He wasn't a good dad, but he admitted to that. So in my eyes, that made him a good dad. Let that be a lesson to you parents. If you're a bad parent, own it. Tell your kids, no matter how young they are, tell them in the most I don't know. It's hard to describe, but if you know you're being an ass and you can't help if you're just in a bad mood, or you know you're doing something wrong to your kid, you have to let them know that you're in the wrong and that you're trying to do right. You can't deny your bullshit, which is what both my parents did for a long time. But after my parents separated and my dad had some distance from the whole situation, he was able to reflect, say that he did not do a very great job as a parent. And just him telling me that when I was about 21 or something, that was it was just a relief, like even though I knew he wasn't a good parent, it's like obviously, like if I wrote down all the things he did on paper, you'd be like, holy shit, he's a horrible parent. And I would not go that far, but on paper, yeah, not a very good parent. Anyways, my very first introduction. Oh, it's hot. It's hot, and I'm pretty sure I ate this a little too fast. I think I did 3 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, I did 3 minutes in between. I'm shooting for 4. Anyways, it's hard to do math right now. My very first experience with anything hot. My dad used to make salsa quite a bit, and his favorite pepper to use in salsa was serranos. I still remember this to this day. I was like 4. I think I was 5 years old, but maybe 4 years old. He was slicing up serrano, and he gave me a slice. I still remember exactly what it looked like because it was a slice towards the top. So it had a ton of placenta. It was basically all placenta, and then the outer part. And I ate it, and I was on fire for literally an hour. It was like perceived heat, hot. That was like one of the hottest things I've ever done. Even though obviously I've done way, way, way hotter things now. Like my baseline tolerance for heat when I was a kid was so small. I freaked out. I was like drinking milk, eating bread, just trying anything to stop this pain. And over an hour it took me to get rid of that pain. And he thought I was faking it after a while. After a half an hour, he's like, come on. And I don't blame him, because to him, serrano is just a serrano. It's not that hot, especially a slice of it. But to a little kid, a little sensitive kid, I'm very sensitive to everything. I'm just a sensitive human being, sensitive to energies. Shit, there's going to be some... I live in an apartment, that's my front door, and the cleaning lady can hear vacuuming. If you hear that, that's what it is. Can't stop it. It's fine, no big deal. So that's what it is. Okay, 15 seconds. Number 3. These are hot, but I'm doing all right so far. But this will be the first time ever that I've eaten 3 whole pods in one sitting. So, I really should have brought. I'll be right back. I need tissues. Blowing my nose on camera, just in case any of you thought I cheated, even though it's impossible to cheat. If I drank water, it'd just make it a lot worse. Woo! Okay, it's building. I don't know how I'm going to do with this because the pain in my mouth, it's not really, it's like it's going up, going down, then I eat another pepper, it's going up, going down, but it's not really raising higher from the previous pepper. But my stomach is already like, that's 3 peppers you've eaten. I don't, it's letting me know that I shouldn't eat anymore. So yeah. Anyways, another pepper or spice story. My second experience with spice. I wasn't much older than my first experience. I was maybe 6 or 7. My dad brought home his extract based, one of those novelty, this is gonna kick your ass, hell on fire, blah, 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 there's skulls on fire, and all that traditional, stupid marketing for very hot sauces. He brought that home and coerced me into trying just the tiniest bit. I remember it was a tortilla chip, and I put the tiniest possible amount, like so small it couldn't be considered a drop or a dab, or it was just a little tiny fleck on a tortilla chip. And then the same exact thing happened where I freaked out, and neither him or me knew that water, milk, anything trying to quell the burn just makes it worse. So I spent about an hour or more just pouring milk in my mouth until my stomach got full of milk. I was crying because it was so bad and it tasted so horrible because it was an extract sauce. And those were my first 2 experiences with spice, and I think those really painted my perception of spice for a really long time. It's like, why would anyone want to do that? And unlike now, when I blow myself up and get a rush for it, I don't recall getting a rush from it. I was just so scared, and because it was lasting so long, I just thought I thought it was never going to end. I just sincerely thought it was never going to end. I probably did get some endorphin rush, but I could not enjoy it because I was just so scared. Okay. So here's 2 Datil peppers. If I do one at a time, this video is gonna be 20 times 4 minutes, 80 minutes long. It's too long. So I gotta start doing 2 at a time. These are pretty big. Okay, here we go. That's 5 Datil peppers. Oh man. It's building mostly in my stomach, so this challenge is really dumb. Oh no, my tongue is hurting more. Actually, there's a water bottle right there, and I just had the instinct to drink it, even though it would just make it worse. So it's getting worse. The 2 was definitely what made it worse. Okay, this sucks. I would say the tongue feels like a strong habanero right now. Hey, boo boo. Oh, my kitty here. Beautiful kitties. I've got two beautiful, fluffy black kitties that are just wonderful. See, say hi. Say hi, boo boo. See all the cat toys in the background. My apartment. There's no real human furniture other than a bed. It's all kitty furniture. So like I said, what about parenting? I'm a parent to these kids. I take my job way more seriously than most parents to humans do. My apartment is proof of that, and the way I live my life is proof of that. And that's why earlier when I said you got to tell when you're doing something wrong as a parent, you have to let your kids know. That's firsthand experience. I know I'm better than 99% of parents, kitty parents, pet parents, but I make mistakes. But what separates me from everyone else is A, I can see my mistakes. 2, I'm man enough to admit my mistakes even though it hurts, even though I know I'm hurting me, and even worse, I'm hurting them. But the most important thing is I admit my mistakes to them. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I'll let them know. And they do respond in the proper way. It's really hard to explain, but when you know you're wrong, you're not afraid to admit that you're wrong, that's when things can start to get better. And things have always gotten better once I do that. Like it sucks. It always hurts my soul. Really hurts my soul to admit that stuff. You know, if daddy's in a bad mood, daddy's being an ass, daddy cannot help it. Daddy's being triggered by things that happened 30 years ago. But it's just the truth. I'm at 4 minutes. I'm going to give myself another minute because this fucking sucks. I try not to cuss, but I did a cuss right there. Sorry about that. I mean, I've been in pain for a long time, so I don't want to give myself an excuse. But I ain't editing because I don't want to. This fucking tank top is not comfortable. It's way too big. But it's my... what's it? Ghost and Graveyard Hunter thing from St. August. I don't know. Kind of appropriate because these daddles, once I think they're gone, they're going to come back and haunt me from the grave, for sure. Okay. Let's pick out 2 more. Gotta wait another minute. Oh, man, I'm already getting tingly. I know I'm rambling, but to all you parents out there, parents of anything, if you consider yourself a parent, if you consider yourself a good parent, the only good parents are out there are the ones who see their mistakes and realize them, because it's so dang hard to admit those mistakes, A, to yourself first off, and B, to your offspring. But that's the only way things will get better. And that's the only way that I, or most level-headed people, could ever consider you a good parent. Because being a good parent when you're doing the right things and you're in a good mood, that's pretty easy. But being a good parent when you're not in a good mood, that's when it gets tough. Okay, it's been 6 minutes. 6, 7. These ones were tastier. Oh my god. I'm getting the convulsions, the urge to throw up. It's just the amount of pepper in me, you know? You know, as the mouth burns hot, but I don't know. I feel like I can easily push myself to eat all 20 of these. As far as the mouth burn, but I don't want to throw these up. So oh my God. I don't want to throw these up. So this is what I'm going to do. I had 3 rounds of 1, 2 rounds of 2. I'm just going to end with 1 round of 3. That might even be too much for my stomach, but I feel like I got to do at least 1 round of 3. That makes 10 dattles. That's more peppers than I've ever consumed in my life. By a long shot. By themselves. I mean, I've made like refried beans with tons of serranos in there and Thai chilies in there. That might have equaled 10, but those aren't nearly as hot as these. And it was in the context of food, which makes it a lot easier. I wasn't eating whole pods. I was eating sliced little serranos. And that's the reason why both my dad and then later on me really like serranos more than anything. It's the shape. It's a long, pretty thin, but they still got some bulk to it type of shape. Oh man, I'm on fire. It's just I find it's ideal for cooking. Whether it's refried beans, salsa, or anything else. Chopped serranos, little sliced serranos. It's just a good heat level, good pepper flavor, and good burn. Nothing crazy. I really like if you let your serranos sit out on the counter for a while, let them turn orange or red. The skin gets a little weird, but the flavor gets really good. So, I guess why might have taken 30 years? In this way, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So, thank you, Dad, for passing this on to me, because you passed on, well, a lot of pain, but a lot of pleasure. Really is probably the best healthy way you can get high off your own chemicals. Yeah, you can run a marathon. That's not healthy. I mean, that's just not healthy. You're pushing yourself too much. That's a mental thing. Oh my God. This is making my teeth feel weird. I feel like my teeth are jutting straight out, if that makes sense. Like there's a force pushing them out. It's so strange. Like it really hurts. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you can hear it in my tongue. I don't want to do round 6 or 3, but I'll do it. 1, 2, 3. 3 daddles. It's been 5 minutes since the last one. Give me a minute or 2 left. I'll do this, but I'm in a lot of discomfort right now. But this is my bond with the afterlife, I guess. If any of you are interested, I made a video like 4 years ago detailing the entire circumstance of how my dad died. Very, very messed up, very unique, interesting circumstance. Larry, buddy, he's scratching on the window. Whatever. Spoiler alert, my stepmom poisoned and killed my dad. Yeah, it really sucked. But I take responsibility for it. I really do. My subconscious and even part of my conscious kind of was, a match to that vibration. And as much as that experience sucked, I was a match to it. Every single thing that happens to you, you can be like most stupid people these days, take to Twitter and claim you're a victim. Or you can take responsibility for it, even if on the outside there's no connection. In the end, there's no such thing as a victim. Energetically, there's no such thing as a victim. You can't be a victim. We all choose our circumstances. That's a fact of life. Most of you probably don't agree with it or aren't ready to hear it. But that's just because you guys aren't ready to be that honest with yourself. It took me 11 years from the time I realized I was dishonest and wanted to do something about it to actually getting to the point where I could be fully honest with myself and others. It took me 11 freaking years because I was raised by parents who were incredibly dishonest in completely different ways. My mom was dishonest about literally everything, all the little things, but randomly she could handle the bigger things she could be more truthful about. My dad was very, very truthful about most things, but the big things, the very big things, the big truths, kind of like the one I just stated, he couldn't accept. He couldn't come to terms with his own mistakes, with his own issues, and you deny it. And it caused a lot of issues with our family. So the quicker you take responsibility, a lot of people talk about responsibility like it's getting a job and paying your rent, paying your bills, blah, blah, blah. That's not responsibility at all. That's not responsibility to me. That's just being part of this society. That's all that means. You can choose to do it or you can choose not to do it. That doesn't make you any more or less responsible. What makes you responsible is responsible for your thoughts and emotions and literally every single freaking thing that happens to you. If you can do that, if you can be fully honest with yourself, and that is true responsibility. And from that, you can take real action. You can actually change your life and maybe change the world around you. But all these social justice warriors, the dumbass Black Lives Matter, all that is mostly a bunch of white people denying their own racist instincts, I guess, because newsflash, we're all racist. I'm racist. You're definitely racist. I'm definitely racist. Literally everyone saying Black Lives Matters is ridiculously racist, and they're just, it's not subconscious level. They're not conscious of it, so they're trying to consciously distance themselves, showing the virtue signaling flag. Look, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. We're all racist, biologically programmed. 300,000 years we lived in groups, and whenever those groups met, there was a lot of killing, a lot of horrible things happened. It's kind of in our code to be wary of other groups of people. Our brains are wired to categorize things, okay? So if you see a white person, you're going to think that's a white person. If you see a black person, you're going to think that's the black person. Now, it doesn't mean you act differently towards those people. That doesn't mean you it doesn't mean you act on those thoughts and feelings. But when you deny that you have those thoughts and you try to say, oh, I'm a good person, oh, I don't see color, which is freaking impossible. Even colorblind people see color. You're just lying to yourself, and you are racist, and you are perpetuating the problem. The sooner we can all be honest with ourselves and others, the sooner we can have an honest freaking talk with members of different groups about racism, about how we actually feel inside, and be honest about it, and have an honest conversation about it. That's when the world will start to actually. Oh, so my phone full. It reached full capacity. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to edit this. Put it right next to it. I promise I didn't cheat. All I did was go on my phone, delete a couple videos. It cut me off when I was talking about things I never planned on talking about on the channel. But you probably hear people play Marco Polo. I live right outside a pool, so you can hear them if you can. I'm sorry. But anyways, I gotta eat these 3. It's been 12 minutes since round 5, so that's gonna way too long. So I'll eat these 3. I only have a couple of minutes on the video anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. Didn't realize how much space or how little space I have on my phone. Anyways, round 6, 3 peppers. I promise I didn't cheat. I'm still here. I just told you I'm racist on camera, so if you don't believe my honesty, well, then you can't believe your honesty because I'm being honest, and if you can't detect other people's honesty, then you're just not an honest person, because when you're honest, you can see other people's honesty. It's that simple. So, yeah. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. The face I'm making. Insane. I'm sorry. So, that was horrible. Just the sheer volume of pepper in my gut, it's been in my mouth the last half hour. Horrific. Anyways, so over the last few months, I can't even talk right now. I really lost respect for a lot of people that I previously had respect for, because they're all virtue signaling. So I was saying, hey, look at me, I'm fighting for Black Lives Matter. Look at me, I'm wearing a mask. Look at me, I'm a good person. Fuck you. No, you're not. Good people don't go around telling people that they're good people. That's not what good people do. I just want to leave with this, because this is really dear to my heart. If Black lives truly matter to you, if they truly matter to you, and you donated to the NAACP or any other stupid organization that is perpetuating systemic racism, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because in Africa, true statistic, in Africa, 1 person dies every 5 freaking seconds due to hunger. The conditions that they're living in are the most brutal, horrific things I've ever heard. And if you're donating to this bullshit, well, that your heart really, in my opinion, is not in the right pace. But if the off chance that your heart is in the right place, please, 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 if Black lives truly matter to you, donate, give food to the kids who are dying from hunger. Donate to all the ones who have died in the last 35 minutes I've been making this video. It doesn't have to be Africa. Go outside, give food to a homeless person. You know, if you want to save lives, if you want to be altruistic, even though that doesn't really exist, if you want to do that, really do it, you know? Don't do it to a shitty organization which is perpetuating racism. Systemic racism. Because that just makes you part of the problem. And anyone who signals that I'm a good person, especially you dumb crackers trying to gain clout with black people. Oh, I like black people. Fuck you. Fuck you. We're all people, dude. Stop making these distinctions. Like I said, we make these distinctions because our brains are wired that way. And they will always be that way. Maybe not always, but for now, probably for the rest of my lifetime, they will be wired that way. And as soon as A, we admit to it, and B, because we admit to it, we can stop acting on it. That's when we'll see true change. We will see true racial harmony or whatever. Because whenever you make distinctions like Black History Month or fucking, I don't know what other dumbass things there are, but whenever you make distinctions like that, you're perpetuating the problem. And the reason why you're doing it is because while you may consciously think you're doing it because you're a good person, subconsciously, if you analyze yourself enough, you know this is true. If you go deep enough, you're not doing it because you're a good person or that you think you're a good person. You're doing it because you're ashamed of how you feel inside. And you should never, ever feel ashamed of how you feel inside, because we can't help how we feel inside. It's just how we feel inside. And the sooner we admit it to ourselves and the world, that's when the healing starts on a personal and global level, or at least a local level. So that's my spiel. I did not mean to talk about any of that, because I typically don't. But that is the most truthful thing I could say, because these are the feelings I've had the last couple months, because these last couple months have been just literally millions of people virtue signaling and perpetuating the problem, when in reality the problem isn't really that big, and they're making it a much, much bigger problem. Yes, I 100% agree that we need police reform. We absolutely do. Not disagreeing with that. But the way you're going about it is so wrong, and you're just doing it so you can feel better about yourself at night. And so you're making it worse. So my message to you before I go: own your bad parts. If you're going to virtue signal, do what I did. Virtue signal your bad shit. Virtue signal that you have these quote unquote negatively perceived thoughts and feelings when they're not negative at all. They're just there. And when you let go of that perception of it, that it's good or bad, it just is, things will get better. I promise you. Thank you for watching. I can't believe I ate 10 of these. Fuck. I can't believe I ate 10 of these. What is it? I might actually throw up. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Snot.